Welcome to the very first broadcast of the future. My name is GoDogs41, and let's be the star of the future and light up your galaxy. I'm here with a special guest.
YC Big Dogs 324.
And we are talking about what YouTube's broadcast of the broadcast future is. So we have some pretty cool, exciting news and stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy this broadcast. We haven't done a broadcast before, so this is something new and exciting. Kind of nervous with this, but let's see how it goes. Don't know. So thanks for being on this. So let's get on to the questions. The first question is, what is your pros and cons about the broadcast of the future? I mean, not the future, but the broadcast button on YouTube.
Hang on. Wasn't the first question, like, is it a good idea for broadcast? Other than the
we can go with that. Let's go with that.
Unless you want to start there, then we can start there. That's fine.
I don't care where we start. It's up to you. You're the leader right now.
Oh my god, okay.
So, you can talk about the pros and cons. Let's talk about the pros and cons about it, actually.
Okay, let's start there first. For me, I think that the pros and cons, I think the cons would be if YouTube is doing broadcasts here, which we are doing one now, since a broadcast is now being put onto YouTube, I think that would be taken away from the other streaming areas, like Spotify. I think Apple Music was one, no?
I think it was.
Or was it just Spotify?
There's Apple Broadcasts and them stuff.
Apple Broadcasts, Spotify. I think that YouTube might be interfering with that in a way.
Okay.
Or it's just kind of opening more doors for people on YouTube, where if you don't have Spotify or you don't have any other broadcast platform that you can listen to podcasts, I think YouTube would probably be a good idea, but it can easily be interfering with, other broadcast platforms.
Okay, so my brain is not working here right now, but that's okay. So what is the difference between, in your opinion, what is your opinion on the way that YouTube is doing the broadcast now compared to the Apple Music or Spotify and them stuff? What's the difference that you saw in when you saw this feature?
So are you asking, like, when I saw this feature on YouTube? I'm just trying to get a better understanding here.
Do you think it was the audio version of it, or do you think it was the video feature of it?
Okay. Now I know where we're coming from. I think it's more of a audio thing than like a visual thing, if that makes sense.
It does.
Because if you were to go onto Spotify, listen to a broadcast, that's just straight up audio. Compared to other videos out there that are actually like a visual thing that anyone can see. And
I know
anyone can either see what's going on, but broadcasts, I think, in my opinion at least, should just be a audio thing, like Spotify.
I think you sent me 2 links for the videos of what you're talking about, correct?
I know I didn't send you anything.
The ones that I showed you. The
ones that you showed me before.
So we're going to do that, show you some clips of that, and then we would come back to what we are talking about. So.
Yep.
Welcome to the YouTube Creators Hub podcast, where we help you conquer the internet one video at a time. We cover everything from how to start a YouTube channel to how to make a video go viral. And now, here's your host, the one and only Dusty Porter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 340.
Okay, so that was the audio one. And now, this one's going to be the video one that's coming up. Thank you for the Rob Has a Broadcast for letting me use some of his video. And thank you for the creator that did the other one that talked about the audio. So we're going to listen to that one, in a minute.
Hey, Sarah, what's going on? So much to talk about here. Thanks for taking some time to talk. All right, so your idol, can you tell us, do they let you know at any point that your idol was fake after you come out of the game, or do you find that out on television like the rest of us?
So I found out when everyone got back from the jury.
Okay, so that was the video. So I showed Big Dog these videos before, and what is your verdict on that way? Do you think YouTube should go with the platform of MP3 player, and so you can upload it to YouTube Music, or should you think of a video? What's your verdict of that feature?
So, are you... Okay.
Like
are you trying to...
When I showed you the videos before, I showed you the clip of Rob Has a Broadcast and the audio. So which one would YouTube... What would you think YouTube should do? Like, you think YouTube should do the video, kind of like what we are doing right now? Or do you think it should be... Because they are both broadcast, but they're two different they're two different platforms, because when you go to Spotify, or if you go to what's that called? Apple Music or something like that, it comes up with the audio. So what's your verdict about having a video compared to MP3 player, if that makes any sense?
So you're just asking me, like, what's my opinion on a standard MP3 of a video or just audio, no?
Yes.
So, like I said before, I think I said this before, in my opinion, I would probably stick with audio, because I don't think people really need to see a visual on what we are talking about compared to like regular videos that, creators do. It's like with creators that, make their own content, they, put their intro, their outro, and other things that they want, their subscribers or followers to see, correct?
Correct, yes.
Now, if we were to take, if we were to do something like that, I really wouldn't count that as a broadcast. I would count that as a regular video, because that is just what the creator is doing for their followers. A broadcast I would count as just a audio thing, where if you want to listen to something like this broadcast or one of their broadcasts that you guys have seen, in my opinion, I think it's just like an audio thing where you can, listen to us, talk about whatever, and you can either go off drawing or just doing something like calm and relaxing while you are hearing us talk about a certain subject.
So what's the difference between this, like what we are doing right now, like showing our faces and them stuff, compared to like someone that just like has a background, kind of like the one that the episode 34 compared to that, like just as a regular picture.
I'm trying to find what you were talking about here. What are you talking about?
This thing right here. Just let my thing hopefully works so I can. Yeah.
I don't know if we're pausing this right now or not.
No, we are not. Like
Oh.
I'm like compared to that. Or like remember like this one. It's a different episode, but you get my point. What's the difference between them two? Like, has it just a normal picture on your background, or like kind of like what we are doing, kind of like how?
Oh,
Because some people say like just a picture is the broadcast, but then if you go to what we are doing, like you and me, we are showing our faces, but people can still walk away and still listen to us talking.
Yeah, which that makes. I now know where you're coming from. It seems like what we're doing, you would see. I would at least think you would see it on.
Okay.
I would originally think that you would see, this like on the news per se, compared to what you showed me here for episode, 341. It's like we are two people there, and it's like, how can I say this? If we were to do like a news thing, if we were, on the news, it would be just something like that where we are, talking about something. I wouldn't really count the news stations to be like a broadcast. Even though that I would think it would be, because news goes for, hours on end, I would say.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing here, it's like, yeah, we have two people, like the both of us, and we're just talking. But somebody can also turn on the news, like, I don't know what, radio stations or news stations that you guys have down there, or whatever, news stations that you guys have when you were watching this. But for me, down here where I live, we get, Q13 and King 5. And, other, news related things, news stations. It's like, if we take the both of us, we can probably turn it into something like that. Because people usually sometimes in the mornings, they want to know, what the weather is. And they turn on the news for that. But I don't know if people would be focused 100% on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's kind of also the same here. It's like, I can't speak for the both of us, but for me, it's like, I can turn on the news myself, but I, always try and focus on, what's new, like what's coming up, or, what's the weather, something like that. Like, some people might be wanting that visual, but some people may not be interested in that side of visual that they are giving or what we are giving.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, anything else to add to this, do you think, that you can think of?
Not on that subject for now.
Okay. Do you think YouTube should pursue on this thing or no?
Should YouTube proceed on the YouTube podcast?
Yeah.
I am still going to be going with my gut here and thinking that the YouTube podcast should probably only be like a audio thing, just like Spotify. Again, if you were wanting to, listen to a podcast, because it seems more of like an audio thing than a visual thing. Because how many, for an example, like how many of you guys would really, if you turned on a podcast, like how many of you guys would really be paying attention to that said podcast if we are giving visuals compared to audio? I could probably put out a poll on Twitter, but we might be getting mixed, opinions on it. So I don't think I would be doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's just difficulty because a lot of people have different opinions, and that's okay.
Exactly. And that's perfectly fine. Like, you guys have your right to, have your own, opinion on anything. Not saying that, we're the best in the world.
No. Totally not.
We are so not the best in the world, but we are, doing our best. And we just want to, do this for you guys if possible. And hopefully these podcasts are going to be good for you guys. And it's like a comparison of, like I said before, like I said before, like how many of you guys would pay attention to the visual that we might be giving or that another podcast might be giving you guys compared to just a audio version of said podcast? Like, I actually want to know what you guys are thinking on that. And who knows, we might be doing that. I don't know.
I'm not too sure. We are doing some
Not
visuals today, but
I mean, we're doing some visuals today, yeah, but that could change if you guys want it to change, possibly.
yeah.
But it is, our podcast after all. I just want to know, like, where you guys stand on, that.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a wrap of this. Thanks for watching the broadcast of the future, and be a star of the future and light up your galaxy. Don't forget to become a star. That means subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe to Big Dog for being part of this. That would be awesome. And if you guys want us to do any topics that you guys want to talk about, just right away ask, and we would be happy to possibly talk about this. This is
Yeah.
Broadcast of the Future, signing out. Go Dogs for one. Bye.